Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So, the raunchy, belligerent, abhorrent human being known as Pearly Things has been going on a tirade against stay-at-home moms, calling them lazy and that they should get a job, but then at the same time says that the workforce would be better without women. So, as usual, contradicting herself and causing mass confusion. So, I thought that I would counteract her message by saying ways women can help provide value to their husbands. Because she's contending stay-at-home moms don't provide value to their husbands, and she's doing her usual woman bashing. So I wrote down here in my notes that a woman can provide value to her husband through gratitude. For example, every time I go to the grocery store with my husband and our children, I remind the children to say thank you to their father, and I as well say thank you. And usually that's a hug or a kiss on the cheek, petting, romantic, flirting things we can do with our husbands. Showing affection to him in front of the children, so that nothing gross. I'm just saying like hugs and kind words is what I'm trying to get at here. So that the children can see this is how you show gratitude to your husband, through providing groceries. A lot of women, when they go to select a man, sometimes overlook, can he buy you good groceries? Now, just because a guy has money doesn't mean he'll spend on groceries. Surprising, isn't it? And some men who have a tighter budget, do they value good food? Okay. Will they complain every time they go to the grocery store, or always like you get some peaches you want, he takes out and tells you to get this option? Is he nickel and diming you to the point where you feel like you're not able to come out in your feminine way? These things are important. So if you have a good husband who has the means to give you healthy, nutritious meals, right? You need to show gratitude. And when he comes home from work, remind your children to be very warm when he comes home, respectful. When he leaves to work, I love you, have a good day, things like that. Basically, all the different expressions of gratitude provide a value because it's a mental boost. When you show gratitude to your husband for what he does, it can also help him feel like a provider, which in turn will help his self-esteem in terms of masculinity and competence. Okay? This doesn't mean you lie to him and you never have moments of criticism or conflict, but it does mean that you don't overlook the small things. When you look for gratitude in different ways, you'll appreciate your man more, which will bond you to him. Now, if you want to be an Instagram thotty, using men and dumping them and opening your legs to half the world, okay, you're not going to be very grateful in terms of substance. You're looking at Chanel bags and perfumes and trips to Dubai, and you have a very distorted sense of the gratitude you should show towards your husband versus a guy who's flying you out to use you and dump you and mock you to his friends behind your back. So it's extremely important that a woman remain humble through showing gratitude to her husband and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for providing her with a man who wants to take care of her. If your husband likes to work for you, but okay, let's put it this way, even if he secretly doesn't want to work that much, but he does it anyways because he wants to provide for you, show some gratitude. Does he buy the baby diapers? When you need to get some new herbs and spices? Is he cheap and doesn't want to get it? You know, if your man spends on you in normal ways without bitching and complaining about every penny, really make sure to show him some gratitude. You need to know that positive reinforcement works really well. And if a man feels like he's appreciated, it's less likely that he'll cheat on you with a woman who pretends that she's going to show him how special he is. Some men feel their wife is too mean and ungrateful and entitled and arrogant and haughty, to the point where a woman who is less beautiful and is more warm becomes his work wife, and she sees who he is because you've forgotten, and she takes away your man. He divorces you and goes to greener pastures, or he puts her as a mistress behind your back, and then you wonder why. I understand that showing gratitude to your husband makes a lot of women angry, and they immediately ask, well, is he going to show gratitude to his wife? Obviously, that'd be a different video, so we're not going to change the subject. Right now, I think that it's important to remind women who care about maintaining their marriage to the best of their ability, through the means that they can, that to give value to a man in a mental way is long lasting. You buying him a watch is not the same as showing gratitude. Even if you, like, some women will think, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I don't have money, I can't go out and buy him like fancy colognes, and what am I supposed to do? Showing gratitude is a very potent way, and your particular situation is going to show you the different ways you can express gratitude and the different contexts where gratitude needs to happen. For me, groceries. That's what I love. I am grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for being able to control every grocery item that comes in this house, and I am thankful that my husband does not get in the way of what I want to cook. I need this, I need that. If he can afford it, that's what we're doing. And that I am so grateful for. And you have something in your life that your husband does. Maybe he drops you off at the all-female gym. Maybe he pays for your tajweed lessons. Maybe he buys you something that you like often, or whatever it is, right? And remember, let's say he's neglectful and doing anything you really like, and you really loathe him, and you're starting to grow distant from him. If you start, inshallah, if you start to say, okay, he pays the phone bill. Maybe I'll just tell him when he comes home and after he's taken a shower and he's relaxed and he's kind of vegging out, I really appreciate you paying the phone bill. You know, I don't always tell you this, but I just want you to know. Little things like that, and then doing it more periodically, can kind of uplift his spirit. Because if you don't show gratitude and you only show nasty, catty, bitchy entitlement, this isn't something men like. I know that there's these really gold-digging queens, these occultist, feminist chicks who think they can do reverse psychology by treating men like trash, and they'll grovel at their heels and worship them like an idol. But in reality, men are humans, and being appreciated goes a long way. And if you don't believe me, just look how male managers will motivate their male employees to be more productive. There's tons of ways where a good manager of a factory, a plant, will do certain incentives to show his workers they're appreciated, and those workers will double in productivity because they feel recognized. And so the male psychology likes to feel recognized for his efforts. You're not giving him like a little golden star every time he does something, but the little things can help. Little things. And if you trivialize everything as like, that's not important, that's not important, that's not important, and then later he starts to act just like you, well, The children lose because now you guys are growing apart. So a gratitude mindset. And if we look at all the blessings that Allah has given us on this earth, and you really look around at all the beauty, the sound of the leaves when it's windy, the smell of the ocean early in the morning, the smell of, fresh minced basil, coffee brewing, having laundry machines. Like, if you just start looking at all the beautiful things in your life, this will help you to identify different blessings in your life. And then, when you need to look at what you should be grateful for in your marriage, this will help. Because remember, there's the hadith that says, in Sahih Bukhari, that the majority of women who were in hell were women who were ungrateful to their husbands. We all know that hadith. Okay? The Murtads like to take that hadith out of context, and they leave out a lot of important wisdoms in the hadith. But it is very possible that a lot of women forget how hard their husbands work for them. But don't be like the fake grifting tradcons sometimes who are like, you have to never complain and you always have to look over someone's faults and never hold them accountable, and you have to be a doormat to your husband in order for him to feel like a man. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that look at some things that can bring you contentment and then trace it back to how it got there. And if it arrives to your husband that it's there, appreciate that. Even my husband buying my favorite fabric softener and buying me high quality toilet paper, I appreciate that. I like the thick, Charmin, soft, you could almost use it as a pillow toilet paper rather than the thin ones that you gotta wrap in order to get any of it, and it's just a nightmare. Like, little things like that is beautiful. Okay? And women, obviously, we wipe more than men, right? So having good toilet paper matters. I'm telling you, look at those things and notice it. Like, sometimes I'll be like, I want to go just to this store because they have more beans, like dried beans, that I want to go to. So we're going to have to stop at 2 different stores. So that can be kind of annoying. He's like, I just want to go there and come home. But it's like, I need to go here. It's on the way there. Can we go there? And we got to wait in line. And, but he does it for me because he knows he makes me happy. And then he gets to have a delicious meal. You see what I'm saying? And then the kids get to see culinary creativity. Everybody's a win-win. But showing gratitude to him for having the patience to take me to where I want to go. So those are some examples. You're going to have, like I said, own unique examples in your life. But it's helpful. Especially when it comes to lifting. I wanted to move some flower pots. I'm not going to throw out my back. It's too heavy. Some of them are just like huge. Filled with soil. I got bugs on it. I don't want to move it. So my husband did it like it was nothing. And I was like, yay. And so little things like that, you show gratitude as well. It's important, is my point. So provide value to your husband by showering gratitude and having a gratitudinal mindset. Hopefully this helped, and you can let me know what other ideas you have as well in the comment section. If you'd like to join my blog, it's www.subscribestar.com/MilahanArchive. Hope to see you there.